Hi guys, my name is Jo Maxwell and I am the host and executive producer on the Jo Maxwell Show. Welcome to season 2 of the Pep Talk series on Jo Maxwell Show. Wow, the key differences between season 1 and season 2. I think season 1 was, obviously when I started this talk show, it was more of starting with my inner circle of friends. So I would say the differences are that season 1 had a lot of people that I knew, and season 2 was a lot of people that I didn't know. So we literally had to go out to look for guests, to source guests. So I think that's a big thing. And it was good to know that a lot of people who didn't know me or knew of me or knew of the show organically were interested and happy to come on board. Yes. So I think, yeah, that was good. Lessons learned from season 2. There's a lot of it actually. But if I was to sort of narrow them down into a few, I would say nothing ever prepared me for the naysayers and for people who wouldn't want to, or people who would cancel or who wouldn't want to be part of it for whatever reason. And I think because the world is getting to the phase where people just they want to be part of popularity, they want to be part of someone who's got 1 million followers, they want to be on set of the likes of Wendy Williams. So when you reach out to people, it's when you get the no's, it kind of makes you question a few things. It doesn't make me question what I'm doing, but it makes me question what, when people are trying to add value to our community. So it kind of, nothing prepared me for that. And I think, we all need to educate ourselves and just know that it's not all about the popularity, it's all about the value that you're adding through a channel. And given the fact that what Jo Maxwell Show is trying to achieve is giving black women a voice on TV. As you all know, we are underrepresented on TV screens. We aren't. And the thought of trying to create something to kind of change that, and for people to actually not be interested or not willing to be part of it because they'd rather be on BBC TV, it's quite shocking, quite interesting. But then again, I think it's because social media is starting to turn things into, you've got to be part of, people who have lots of following and all of that. So I think nothing actually prepared me for that. I thought everyone would just be happy to get on board. Why Jo Maxwell Show? Two reasons actually. The number one reason is, as you all know, for those who know, the mainstream TV, we are very much underrepresented there. And I say we, black women, black faces, black family. I feel like the only time you get to see black faces on TV is either because they are the Beyoncés or the other fraud stars or the other ones are not doing so good. And there isn't the middle points where you kind of cater for the black families that are kind of adding value to the community, that are doing so great, that are working and hustling, doing everything to earn a living. So I sort of thought, it would be great to actually create a platform that allows me to be able to showcase that there are lots of black women that are doing successfully well. And, as women, I think we are doing a lot. Apart from just being mothers, apart from being wives, I think we're doing quite a lot. So creating a platform that allows me to showcase this woman, I think it's a great thing. The other reason is to allow us, again, to be able to talk about some of the real topics, the real life issues that we don't like to talk about. Women, black women especially, we don't like to talk about things like depression. We've gone through depression, having a child with special needs and stuff like that. So this basically, Pep Talk series allows me to bring women in who can talk about these things without feeling ashamed, without feeling, like they can't talk about these real life issues. So that's what Jo Maxwell Show basically is trying to do, just tackling those two things. A lot more. I think just getting to meet a lot of other women who are going through similar challenges that I'm going through has made me to realize that I'm not alone in my journey. We're all going through similar challenges. We all have different, I mean, it might be different family, different backgrounds, but we're going through similar challenges in life. And so sitting down and speaking to different women has made me realize, oh, actually, we are going through the same thing. It's helped me to appreciate life a lot more, and it's kind of helped me to value, just to value things, value life, value relationships around me as well. Wow. So it's a tricky question, right? The answer would be no, right? But actually, there are lots of different groups that are celebrating Black women or Black culture and all of that. But I think what we lack in the UK is when we don't, there isn't, for the lack of a better word, when it comes to celebrating Black history or Black family or Black women, we don't have, there isn't a synergy, right? So I sort of feel sometimes you'd find there's a group of people celebrating Black family, there's another group, we aren't doing it together. Whereas you'd see where the Caucasians are doing stuff, it's one big thing celebrating, do you know what I mean? So it's a tricky question, but I think if I was to answer the question, I would say no. We're not being celebrated enough, we're not being recognized for the amount of work and effort we're putting into a better community, but I think there are people doing things, and just like Jo Maxwell Show is doing something, yeah. Yes, absolutely yes, but I'll tell you why. I think in recent times we have seen that women are becoming a lot more independent. Women are starting to own their corner, own their own, and their kit, and have a voice, being objective. A lot of women now are seen to be bosses, starting entrepreneurs, rising up in their career and industry, doing so well. And I think a lot of most men are starting to get threatened by the fact that the wife is a better earner or the woman is a better earner. And I think we tackled one of those in season 1 as well. Should a woman downplay her success to find or keep a man? And that's the struggle. That is the struggle that we're having. A lot of men are starting to feel threatened by women's success. That shouldn't be the case, but that's the reality we face at the moment. Wow, I think all my guests were fantastic. I think everyone brought something on set. Everyone brought, whether or not it was the experience or being an SME, everyone brought something on. And if you, just to remind you as well, the whole point of Jo Maxwell Show is we don't speak in theory. It's not theoretically speaking. We don't just do girl talk. It is always one person has been through that topic or been through that experience, and the other person is an SME. And if you're an SME, you've kind of had people who've been through it, whether or not you're a doctor or you're whatever it is, in whatever capacity, your financial advisor. So you do know what you're talking about. So I think everyone has brought something special. And I guess as it was with season 1, each episode will resonate with different viewers based on where they are in their lives. I think everyone's brought something significantly good to the set. Yeah. Right. Okay. That's an interesting question again. Right. So on set, we tend to kind of have a good girl time, we drink sometimes just to kind of let the atmosphere and ambience quite relaxed. And I think, and I'd say probably the most fun guest that I've had would probably be, and I say that because we had quite a bit to drink on set that day. I think it was Brenda David and Christiana Opalaye. It was fun, like we were dancing, we had a good time, we didn't want the day to end. It was fun with those girls, we danced, we had such a good time. By the time they left, I literally just went straight in bed and I was gone. I literally, so it was good with them. And I've also had a few other guests that I kind of saw I didn't know a lot about them before coming on set, and having them on set made me respect them a lot more. Caroline Popola, I think, was one of those. To my music, she's got 13 nurseries. Black women are killing it. I was so inspired just to literally learn that she had that many, and she's actually looking into starting a franchise, so everyone can start buying and start opening a nursery. So I think that's great to know. Fola Nobile was her co-guest, and she's a senior director where she works at the moment, and she's doing so well as probably the only female and the only black female woman in one of the board of directors. So I think it's great to actually learn from them, because I've had quite a lot of intelligent women here as well. So yeah, but honestly, they've all been good. All my guests have been amazing. Absolutely, yes, it is indeed. And I tell you why. The reason is that most, and if probably all, the topics that we discuss on set is relevant to any woman, regardless of your color, regardless of your age, regardless of your race. How do you begin to talk about raising a child with special needs? It doesn't come with color. How do you talk about when we're talking about depression, when we're talking about things like being abused being in an abusive marriage, and when we talk about being a woman and trying to just rise up and get in that top director role in your career, it doesn't come any better. So it's not a black woman topic, but the show allows me to bring in black women to discuss these issues, because we are in the diaspora, and we cannot shy away from the fact that we are in the diaspora. In season 2, I've come to realize that as women, we kind of go through the same thing. I think I mentioned that earlier on. We go through the same challenges, the same issues in life. And I think what will be great for most of my viewers to learn at the end of season 2 is that we are going through the same thing, regardless of who you are, regardless of where you are, whether or not you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you're in the States, you're in London. We are all going through the same thing. So when I do have guests that are talking about, going through depression, finding it hard to kind of climb the career ladder, it is something that is very relatable to us as black women, or as women in general. And so it'd be good for someone who's probably sitting down somewhere and thinking, my life is the worst. You don't have it bad. You don't have it as bad as some people. We are going through the same challenges, the same issues. The most important thing is for you to know and be able to identify with others going through a similar challenge that you're going through. I think people will be able to learn that from season 2. I get asked this question a lot, why Jo Maxwell Show is different from every other talk show. And I tell you what, the difference is for every 2 women that sits on my set, one of them has been through the topic, has been through the issues, has been through whatever it is, whatever challenge it is. The other woman has got an experience, or they have both been through it. So we're talking, I'm bringing experience, I'm bringing real life experiences out of women who are happy to share it. The other reason why Jo Maxwell Show is very different from every other talk show is because it's the only talk show that showcases, actually, it is the only talk show, and I'm happy to say that it's the only talk show that showcases some of the inspiring black women living in the UK who are happy to talk about some of the challenges that they've been through and they are still going through in their lives.